There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? There's money everywhere. There's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the name. What's going on? Right now you watching Casino is the name. Just coming home. We barely use this area in here, you know? Set up right here. So I was gonna do some kind of live video. I was set up a ring light, but I'm not gonna end up doing it. I'm sitting in my living room right now. I wanted to come to you guys and talk to you about something. Oh yeah, by the way, you might be able to hear the dishwasher. That's what that sound is back there. That is the dishwasher. Sorry about that. Anyway, I want to talk to you guys about a comment that was left on a video that I posted. My last video, the video before this one. And I interviewed my neighbor who's a pilot. And he's a commercial pilot, makes a lot of money, and we were just talking about the career of a pilot, like how much money you can make, you know, the kind of like the process a little, just giving a little insight on how much money you can actually make being a pilot. And somebody left a comment saying like they can't believe that I would do a video about getting a job, right? And not being like an entrepreneur, because they say they subscribe to my channel because I talk about a lot of entrepreneurship. I don't necessarily just talk about entrepreneurship. I talk about money. Like, let's get this money. Like, that's what the goal of this channel is. It is not necessarily for you to become the greatest entrepreneur in the world, but that is a way to get some money, and that is something that some people might need to think about doing, you know. But I actually have a job, right? I have a career, you know, in accounting. Like, I have a real career, and I have a job. Like, it's nothing shameful to have a job. I don't know what people are thinking. Can you still have a business as well? Yes, you can still have a business. Can you be just a straight entrepreneur? You don't work for anybody? Yes, you can do that. I'm not opposed to either or. You can make more money being an employee sometimes than you can being an entrepreneur. It all just depends on what you're doing, and vice versa. You can make more money being an entrepreneur than somebody being an employee. It is not guaranteed that every entrepreneur is going to make more money than an employee. LeBron James is an employee. He's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Does he have side businesses? Yes. Does he make way more money than somebody who might mow lawns? Being an employee, he probably does make more than the average lawn service entrepreneur, you know, by being an employee of the NBA. But there is somebody out there who's a straight entrepreneur who makes a lot more money than LeBron. So it is not necessarily that, you know, you can't get rich being an employee. I know you hear that, people hear that term, you cannot get rich being cannot be rich being an employee. That is not true at all. That is not true. Get that out of your mind. And also, people say, well, you know, you can't pass on your business to your child if you're an employee. That is true. You know, if you don't own the company, you cannot pass on your position normally to your child in someone else's business. That is very true. But what is also very true is I come from a family of entrepreneurs, right? And not everyone, not every adult when it's their turn to be an adult. Not every child who grows into being an adult wants to be in the business that their parent was in. Take farming, right? A lot of farms are drying up right now because those children were left those farms. That does not mean that those children want to be farmers. See what I'm saying? So if I have a car wash business, it does not mean, though, even though I can pass that to my child, it does not mean that my son wants to be in the car washing business. So yes, you can have the ability to pass that business along to the next generation, but it does not mean that they want to be in that business. You know, can you pass your investments along? Yes, you can. And I don't know how everybody looks at it, right? But when you buy stock or when you have a 401k, that 401k is invested in other companies. Technically, you're invested, which means that you're a part owner of a lot of companies. So even though you may have a job, that 401k is investing money in other businesses for you that you will be able to hopefully receive dividends of some sort, or be able to sell your share of that company so long as the company does well. But basically, you are investing still. There can be a little of both. You can be a little entrepreneur or business owner and a little employee. You can do both. I'm not opposed to just being a straight entrepreneur if that's what works for you. Don't believe that you can't get some money being an employee. You can definitely make some money being an employee. Can you make hundreds of millions of dollars being an employee? Technically, yeah. It just depends on what you're doing. Can you make hundreds of millions of dollars being an entrepreneur? Absolutely. It just depends on what you're doing. Can you be broke being an employee? Absolutely. There are some jobs that are $5-6 an hour below minimum wage. You know, there are some jobs where you're gonna make $25,000 a year, $20,000 a year, $17,000 a year. Will you be broke being an employee making that kind of wage? It's a good possibility, yes. But can you make large sums of money being an employee? Absolutely. Now, at the same time, are there entrepreneurs who fail in business? Absolutely. Absolutely. Can you be broke being an entrepreneur? Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're responsible, right? So, some people believe that because they know that that's their business, then they're going to be more, more focused, on making sure the business is successful. And I guess they believe that if they work for somebody else, then they won't be as serious about doing the job. And I personally believe that if you're going to be lazy at somebody else's job, then more than likely you're probably going to be lazy at your job. Now, it's not necessarily set in stone that that's how it's going to be. But to me, that says more about you as a person than about where you work and what you're doing. I think that if you are somebody who is not interested in really putting forth a lot of effort to make yourself look good, or you don't enjoy the job or the business. By the way, I'm sitting in my living room. Sitting in my living room, just chilling. But if you're somebody who's going to be lazy at work, to me, you're probably going to be lazy with your own business. It's not necessarily guaranteed that that's how it's going to be, but to me, the people who succeed best, or who would probably be very good at being entrepreneurs, are also people who just take their business serious in general, whether or not they're working for somebody or whether or not they're entrepreneurs. And are there people who are just better suited to be entrepreneurs? Yes. Are there people who are just better suited to be employees? Yes, in my opinion. That's in my opinion. This is not fact, this is not set in stone, but this is my opinion. And I just don't want anybody to be out here thinking that it is necessarily better to be an entrepreneur than it is to be an employee, and vice versa. I don't want anybody thinking that it's better to be an employee than to be an entrepreneur. It is case-by-case basis. It is strictly case-by-case. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's about, let's stay focused on the goal. At the end of the day, it's about the money, okay? Let's get the money, let's live a good life, and let's take care of our family. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. You know, if you have stocks and you invested and things like that, you can pass those things along to your children. You know, you can pass your stocks to your children. You don't actually have to go build the business to pass it along to your children. But there are ways to still make money in both, and both can work for you or for somebody. You know, they may not be, you know, entrepreneurship may not be for you. Being an employee may not be for you, you know. There's just some people who being an employee it doesn't make any sense for them, you know. And you know, and there are some people who just cannot run they have a better peace of mind just working for somebody else or working for a corporation or something like that. And too many people are worried about getting somebody else rich. I don't want to work for nobody because I'll be putting forth the effort to get them rich. Well, get yourself rich too. You can get yourself rich too, you know. Like, it's okay, you know. Being a pilot, for instance, maybe you don't have the money to go buy a 747 jet coming out of the neighborhood, coming out of whatever neighborhood you're coming from. You know, no degree, you get your pilot license. Maybe you just don't have that credit score to go buy a 20, 40, $50 million plane. You know, you know, it's almost unrealistic, right? But you can get that job that make you $95,000 the first year, $400,000 a year. You know, as you gain more experience, $300,000 a year, and still only work 15 days out the month and enjoy your life and stack some money and take some of that money and invest in real estate, invest in some other kind of business, a trucking business, a notary business, like something, some kind of e-commerce business. Can you take that money and invest it in something and then grow that money? Or maybe you take part of that money and you put down on a small plane or some kind of maybe an older plane, and you know, you start building your fleet that way. And so then maybe you can build into that, build yourself up to that $40 or $50 million plane as time goes on. But you got to crawl before you walk. Too many people just trying to run. Learn to crawl first. Crawl before you walk. Get your money up. Get your money up. A lot of you guys watch Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone say, got to get your money up. Get your money up. Get your money up, and then you go take the things. That's why he says don't invest in the single family houses. Go to the apartments. You know, save your money up until you can get into the apartments. Don't even waste your time. That's what he's saying. Now, I know people might disagree with that and say, no, I'm going to buy a single family. That's fine. That's still not what I'm talking about. The point, what I'm trying to make is crawl before you walk. Get your money together and then start doing all of those other things, man. Anyway, here at the crib, I want to show y'all this. So, you know, I picked out the look, you know what I'm saying? We had to pick out a little color scheme for the look. You know what I mean? Anyway, right now you watching Casino Is the Name, man. I just wanted to come to you guys and talk to you guys about that, man. Been having a lot going on. Oh yeah, check out the shoes, man. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, right now you watching Casino Is the Name, man. I just want to come to you guys and talk to you guys about that, man, because I just, you know, I see too much is being put out here. Too much energy is focused in the wrong way. Let's get this money up, then we can do what we want to do. Anyway, I'm out of here. Like, subscribe, comment, share. I appreciate y'all. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the name.